This is my open letter to Councillor Rahman and Lehman of Ward 7 and 8 in London, Ontario, Canada. It is March 22nd, 2025, and your motion to resurrect the Wonderland Road widening project and ring road isn't just tone deaf, it's financial malpractice. At a time when Londoners are already buckling under inflation and tax hikes, you're proposing to squander hundreds of millions of their dollars on projects that will guarantee higher taxes, perpetual debt, and gridlock for decades to come. The 2021 estimate of $212 million for the Wonderland widening has already ballooned with inflation, and the endless maintenance costs for 6 lanes and a ring road will bleed taxpayers dry. This isn't progress, it's a Ponzi scheme disguised as infrastructure. If you care about affordability, cancel this motion immediately. 1. Mega projects are financial suicide. The Wonderland widening alone would be the most expensive project in London's history. Yet, basic math proves that it's a dead end. As Strongtowns warns, widening Stroads like Wonderland creates a perpetual maintenance trap. The initial $212 million, now likely to be over $250 million, is just the down payment. Every added lane, bridge, kilometer of asphalt multiplies the long-term liabilities of London, Ontario, and therefore the tax-paying basis. Even with provincial funding, Londoners will inherit decades of debt of infrastructure that actively worsens congestion through induced demand. This isn't speculation, by the way. It's exactly what happened in 2021 when your own council suspended the project because the widening would return to congestion. Here, right on screen, that. 2. Traffic solutions that solve nothing. You claim that this widening will ease congestion, but the 2021 CEST review proved otherwise. Widening Wonderland would temporarily reduce traffic, only to see it rebound with more cars. And this is even taking into account the construction period, when everything would be narrowed and construction woes that everyone, all the Londoners that I know that drive, always complain about construction, right? Do you think that the lanes will just appear? No. Months, if not years, of construction will be in the future if we want to widen this. This is not a quick solution. This is the definition of short-sightedness. Construction alone would take a decade for the full stretch, turning Wonderland into a hell on earth for everyone involved. Meanwhile, Council's own mobility master plan admits that transit and land use reform are the only ways to reduce car dependency and car traffic congestion, which are heavily linked. Yet, you're downplaying the importance of BRT, so the bus rapid transit and light rail transit plans that are actually future-proof mobility solutions. Not only that, Councillor Lehman actively voted against a West BRT connection in 2019, causing this congestion to worsen even more over the last 6 years. And here we are in 2025, with the worst traffic in London right in front of that Costco North area, right there along Wonderland. You can see a dynamic map online. It's pretty incredible how much traffic is seen. And yet there are no viable alternatives because we botched those. If you're looking for real solutions, converting one of the lanes to a peak hour bus lane on Wonderland Road could actually be implemented within months for a fraction of the cost and years sooner than lane widening. Why waste years and billions on a failed 1950s playbook? We already know that this does not work. 3. Hypocrisy on fiscal responsibility. Councillor Rahman, your response to a constituent about bike lane plowing just 2 months ago in February of 2025 was, there will be added pressure to cut and not add services. And that reveals the absurdity of this motion. You claim fiscal restraint while pushing a project that guarantees tax hikes. Snow removal for bike lanes is dismissed as too costly, and yet you're willing to saddle taxpayers with $250 million of road widening and its never-ending upkeep. This isn't just hypocrisy. This is policy violence against Londoners who can't drive, shouldn't be driving for various reasons, or simply desire to move around the city outside of a personal motor vehicle. Wide stroads like Wonderland are tools of oppression, according to Strong Towns, and privileging drivers while neglecting those who walk, bike, and rely on the bus system that you've underfunded is not right. And aside for those who may not know what a stroad is, it's a roadway that combines elements of streets and roads, which are different by the way, which is often found in suburban areas and characterized by wide lanes, high speeds, minimal infrastructure for non-motorists, and being dangerous to all road users. AKA, a stroad tries to do everything for everyone but is bad at all of those things. 4. Climate denial in 2025. In 2021, Council rightly halted the project due to its climate impacts. The CEST review warned that widening would spike emissions. Kinda makes sense. But also, it would fragment neighborhoods and harm accessibility. Now you're ignoring that science. A ring road only accelerates sprawl, locking London into car dependency as cities worldwide pivot to transit and density. That doesn't make sense. Even electrical vehicles won't save us. The cement and asphalt required for these projects alone would generate massive emissions. And Global News covered that back in 2021. Number 5. There is a better way. The Strong Towns article, a Stroad called Wonderland, which was put out in 2021 when all of this was happening, initially put it perfectly. Widening Wonderland is like Alice asking the cat for directions with no destination in mind. We know what works. Prioritize BRT now. Dedicate lanes for buses that run every 2 to 5 minutes during peak hours. Accelerate the mobility master plan's transit and bike networks. Fix existing infrastructure, plow bike lanes for example, repair sidewalks and bike lanes. Along Wonderland, oh my goodness, everything's in disrepair. Like, it's so bad. And densify the corridors. That's important for taxes. Again, density equals good. There's a lot of good happening in London. Widening Wonderland, not one of them. To taxpayers, this isn't about traffic, it's about accountability. If councillors Rahman and Lehman won't represent your wallet, make your voice heard. Demand that they withdraw this motion and invest in real solutions. Email, call, or text your respective ward councillor. Find information in the links below over on london.ca, or kind of just Google, like, City Council, London, Ontario, and you'll find everything you need to know. All right, that's all for me. I'm Ben Durham, a Londoner tired of paying for the same mistakes year after year when simple solutions are right there in front of us. Have a good one. Bye.